Dear friends, this is Abdul Basit and you're watching Kaleidoscope. Today, 19th of December 2021, an extraordinary session of the 57-member Organization of the Islamic Cooperation is being held in Islamabad to consider the unfolding humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, the landlocked country and one of the founding members of the Organization of Islamic Conference or Cooperation. This is a timely move, and one hopes that at the end of the session, the OIC overall would step up to the plate and extend maximum possible humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan. On the other hand, another meeting is being held in New Delhi, which is being attended by the foreign ministers of the 5 Central Asian states, namely Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. And if you go through the Indian media, that meeting which is being held in New Delhi is being projected as if the 5 Central Asian states have snubbed Pakistan by skipping the New Delhi extraordinary session and attending the meeting in New Delhi. I really find this analogy or comparison or this argument preposterous, because there is simply no comparison between the two events. The meeting that is being held in New Delhi was pre-scheduled, and this is the 3rd annual meeting between the 5 Central Asian states and India. So this is not something new. It was pre-scheduled, and all the 5 Central Asian states knew that they would be attending this meeting on the 19th of December in New Delhi. Whereas the extraordinary session in Islamabad it was decided, I think, about a fortnight ago, and it is not only the foreign ministers of the 5 Central Asian states who are not attending. There are a few others who are not attending because of their pre-scheduled appointments and engagements. And even then, I think the response which the OIC gave to this extraordinary session is indeed remarkable, commendable. Major countries are present at the ministerial level, and even then the 5 Central Asian states are also represented in Islamabad. It is not that they are not attending this extraordinary session. They are being represented either at the deputy ministerial level or their special representatives for Afghanistan are attending the extraordinary session. So India's, the way India is trying to project that as if the Central Asian republics do not share the concerns which Pakistan in particular has, is ridiculous, to put it mildly. Now we all understand as to what India has been up to. Obviously, India lost the space which was available to it during the last 16 years, and it was the space which was being used to destabilize Pakistan in many ways. And India would not like the situation in Afghanistan to settle down, and it would like some, the chaos and anarchy to continue in Afghanistan, and because that serves its interests. But I think it would be important, rather it is imperative for the neighboring countries of Afghanistan, especially for Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan and Tajikistan, to understand that we have no other option but to deal with the Taliban government. We all have reservations, there is no doubt about that. But the question is, what other options do you have? You do not have any other alternative, and you will have to, whether you like it or not, to deal with the Taliban government. Because if you leave them, if you leave the people of Afghanistan like this, then you are also kind of allowing space to terrorism again. So we would not like that situation to be happening. I mean, that situation to be, because that situation is again fraught with massive risks for all, especially for the neighboring countries. So I think it is important for the Central Asian republics, and I think they do understand. India will try to spoil the situation to its advantage, and its focus remains on United Nations Security Council Resolution 2593, which was adopted on 30th of August this year under India's monthly UN Security Council presidency. You all know that India is currently member of the UN Security Council for 2 years. So, I mean, we would all like the Taliban government to have an inclusive government to all, where all ethnic groups are represented, but that is not kind of, it's something which can be decided overnight or in a day or two. That issue will take some time. But the present situation, the current situation is very, very critical, and I think it is important for the OIC countries to come up with institutional mechanisms, and I hope that, as I suggested earlier, they would be able to establish a contact group on Afghanistan, and then they will come up with adequate financial assistance, because the situation in Afghanistan is such that, as we know, that the US has frozen the Afghanistan funds and assets close to over $9 billion. So I think since the US is also attending the extraordinary session in Islamabad, in our bilateral meetings, we will convey this message, or the OIC will convey this message. So let's wait and see, but it is important that we should not be swayed by India's propaganda that Central Asian Republic somehow snubbed Pakistan by skipping the Delhi. The foreign ministers may not be present in Islamabad, but their representatives are attending the OIC extraordinary session, and I think the response which Pakistan or the OIC got from its member states is commendable, and let's hope that the OIC would play its due role in the present situation in Afghanistan. Thank you very much.